flooded bed. As you see now, it's coming up to about maximum fill, right about there, right? When it comes up to maximum fill, the water's going to head down this 3-inch pipe here, and it's going to go down to a pipe siphon. This is something that was developed at Olamana Gardens in Wai'ohinu, and what it does, it allows the siphon to be way down here, divorced away from where it is. So it's a remote siphon, okay? Now watch this, it's getting ready to go off. This is a 45 turned at a 45-degree angle. You see where it's going down? Now, see all the air bubbles coming out? That is taking the air out of this pipe. When it came down, it splashed, made the bubble, and it kicked it out. So you just ought to turn this to a sweet spot here. Now it comes out, now it's sucking up on here, it's sucking the water all the way up to there. But when the water comes down, so it starts at this level and it stops at this level. When the water in this pipe gets down to here, it's going to let the air in. I have an air brake over here. I'm going to show you what it's like. Well, we'll let this one run. It's going to run down here, and I'm going to take my microphone and I'm going to hold it up here. And it being up there, you're going to be able to hear the gargle real good when it comes to the air brake. And what you're hearing is the water's getting to the bottom of this pipe, which is cut off down to there. And we have it marked on here. It's right about here. Now the interesting thing is, when it goes, we're going to keep filming. We're going to run upstairs and see it drain. What you're going to see, you can look at your counter on your screen when it started, how long it takes to drain a 4 by 20 foot bed. Hear the gargle? That's this pipe sucking air. And what you're going to start seeing is air coming through. Bingo. Now let's run up the hill. Now, less than a minute that ran. We drained this down to the false bottom. There's a 3-inch false bottom underneath the rock. And so the water has to go through the rock, come down here, come up through here, and go into there. How cool is that? Okay. So these are my sight pipes, so I can see the bottom when it drains down. And over here, this is my counter. Yeah. And on this one, you see that filter coming down here? We don't clean it until dirty water comes out of here, meaning all these are clogged. So when I come out here in the morning, I look over here. If this is dry, life is good in here. But if it's coming out and fish poop is coming up, oh, time to kite. And they're not glued. We just knock them apart, knock them on the grass, and put them back in again. Pretty simple, low-key operation. So this one goes up and down. This bed is a float bed. The water comes in the other end 24 hours a day, comes down here, it just overflows and goes down. And the roots just hang down in the water like this. Is that cool? Okay. Now these are only about 10 days old right now, from seed to this in 10 days. Now in another 5 weeks we'll be harvesting. Okay. A lot faster than doing it in the ground. So this system here, that fish tank up at the top, it comes down here and that 2-inch pipe goes over to those beds there. And those all fill up and they stay full all the time. They overflow and you'll see the overflow coming back. So this is the rate of the fill of this system. So, and you saw what the siphon was. So I take it out a lot faster than it's coming in. It's a race, okay? Now other parts of the world, like Australia, they like electronic. They have a float switch on this. And when this siphon runs, it turns off the pump. And then when it goes down, turns off, it turns the pump back on. They say, why would you pump water into something you're trying to drain? But the problem is, pumps like to just stay on. They don't like on and off, on and off. But we do have a float switch here. If you look over here, this float switch, if this water got too low, it would go down and turn the pump off and save me from running to dry and losing my pump. The pump is about $750, so we want to preserve it. If this comes back, if this is up, it turns on and then the pump runs. So that's the safety switch. It should just be running most of the time. When I walk out here in the mornings, see where the water is now? You see the wet? I know it's siphoned. That's where it got wet. Now, if I come out here and this water, say twice as low as this, or only half of this water, and it's all dry, I got a problem. It's not running. See the difference? Because it can't dry out in 10 minutes. And this thing runs every 10 minutes. So that's when I come out, that's my, we play a game called What's Wrong with This Pitcher? If you come out here, there's no water coming back and the sides are all dry and the water's low, I gotta run over and put city water in. So you put city water in doing a device like this. We hook up the hose here. When this fills up, it turns off. Just a cattle trough thing. Or if I want to put it on there and just put a timer, I just turn it to half an hour, will give me about a foot of water in here. So we have learned from trial and error, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, how much I knew to keep it in that operating range there. So life is good.